Now, as I said, some of you have been living a life that your soul has never agreed to. And tonight, that ends. Now, before we go any further, I want you to take a breath with me. Now, not a polite type of breath, not the Zoom meeting type of breath. I mean a type of breath that remind you that you are still alive. So I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale. Yeah, that's right. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for honoring yourself by being here. Because whether you're here out of curiosity, frustration, or a whisper inside of you that says, now your soul has brought you to this very moment on purpose. So let's make an agreement. If you're here, be here. Yeah, turn your cameras on if you can. Yeah, because presence is a decision. And I want you to type I'm here in the chat if you're choosing to be fully present for the next hour of this training. I see you, Sophia. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Now, I want to speak to the part of you that is tired of pretending that everything is okay. Tired of being strong for everyone else. Tired of shrinking your brilliance to fit a job description. Tired of giving 200% and being handed scraps of appreciation in return. Now, if that one land home for you, I want you to type in the chat, that's me. Because the truth is, honesty is the beginning of liberation. And I'm here to call you to be honest with yourself today. And not honest for me, but honest for the part of you that know what's true for you. Now, I want to take you back to a time in my life when everything changed for me. And this was back in 2010. You know, I was an IT teacher at the time, and I love the work that I do. I love to see the shift in my students, but I couldn't say the same about my pay. Yet I remember this one day I was standing there and I was staring at my pay slip, and I saw my colleague Cameron coming towards me in the hall. And Cameron was a very skinny guy. So when he walked, you can see his hips moving from left to right. And he approached me and he's like, Dino boy, they're thinking about getting rid of you. Now, in that moment, I was working from 8 to 9 p.m. every day nonstop. And I was pouring not just my time, but my heart, my creativity, and my life force into the work that I do. But I felt insulted. Yeah, I felt insulted. And it wasn't about the numbers on the paper, and it wasn't about what Cameron said, but I felt insulted by how small the system valued me. And it wasn't about the money because I love the work that I did. Yeah, I felt like it was an honor to serve. Yeah. But it was a realization that my soul was paying a price my salary could have never refunded. And I felt the resistance, not just from my students, not from my colleagues, not from the parents. I felt the resistance from a system that benefit from you staying exhausted, obedient, and underpaid. Because a tired educator doesn't have the energy to dream. And let me say that again. Yeah, a tired educator does not have the energy to dream. And if you have ever felt that gut punch realization that is this what my life is going to be moment, I want you to put I felt that in the chat. Yeah, be honest with yourself. If you have felt that, put I felt that in the chat. Yeah, that's right. I see you. I see you. And here's what most people don't know about educators. Yeah, and there's two fundamental things. You don't burn out because you don't care. You burn out because you care too much in a place that don't know how to hold you. Yeah, you're not exhausted because you're weak. You're exhausted because you're carrying the weight of a system that was never designed for your genius. And yet you keep on showing up, you keep on giving, you keep on sacrificing. But at what cost? At what cost? And somewhere along the way, we were trained and conditioned to believe these 5 things. Yeah, and I know these will ring true for you because I hear them from my clients every day. The first is be grateful for what you have. Yeah, play it safe. Don't ask for too much. Impact matter more than income. But I'm here to tell you today, my friends, impact with income is allowed. Purpose with prosperity is allowed. Service without sacrifice is allowed. And if any of those old beliefs are still living rent free in your mind, type releasing it in the chat. Because my mission here tonight is to help you release these resistant language. Yeah, my mission here tonight is to call you to a new level of leadership. Yeah, so type release it in the chat. I see you. I see you. We're playing. Now, I want you to hear this from me heart to heart. Yeah, and I want you to write this down. There is nothing wrong with you wanting more. There is nothing wrong with you wanting more. Your desire for freedom, wealth, spaciousness, and impact beyond your job, it is not selfish. It's sacred. Yeah. And you don't need permission to expand, my friends. You need alignment to expand. You don't need permission to expand. You need alignment to expand. And here's the truth. You can't become a soul-aligned CEO if you're still clinging to an identity of an exhausted educator. You can't become the CEO of your purpose if you're still clinging to an identity of an exhausted coach. You can't step into leadership if you're still asking the system for validation. You can't build a life of purpose if you're staying loyal to an environment that shrinks your soul. And I want you to hear that. Hear me when I say this. And if you're feeling this truth in your body, I want you to say, I receive that. Don't just think it. I want you to say it as you're listening to the sound of my voice. Yeah, I want you to say, I receive that. Because today we're speaking truth. Now, the moment that everything changed for me was when I made my first dollar outside of my job. And this was back in 2010. Yeah, I was still living at my parents' house. Yeah, and I was on the island at that time. This was back in 2020, sorry, which is an entire decade after I had that first internal shift. And now I was coaching. I was coaching for free and I was passionate about what I was doing. But the truth is, at that rate, it wasn't sustainable. Yeah, the sad part about this reality is that I couldn't even afford transportation to the capital. Yeah, I couldn't even take my girlfriend on a date. Because knowing you want to coach, that's one thing. But building a business that pays well, that's a completely different story. And I was exhausted. I was tired. Yeah, but I thought to myself, there must be a better way. Yeah, there must be a better way. And that's when I run into my coach, Sean Quintero, and his one client with challenge. And he shared a heart-centered sales approach with me that completely shift my perspective. It completely shift the way I think about asking for money. And suddenly asking for money felt natural and it felt playful. It felt like I was coming from a place of service, not a place of need. Yeah. And my clients felt happy investing in my work. And I confidently raised my fees to $997 that year. And the thing is, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money because I've been doing it for free for so long. But in that moment, it was the realization that I wasn't just a coach. I wasn't just an educator. I was a creator. I was an entrepreneur. I was becoming a CEO of my purpose. And once your soul tastes freedom, my friends, it becomes almost impossible to go back to shrinking. Yeah, once you feel that liberating feeling that you are in control of your destiny, it becomes liberating, it becomes addictive. And if you know that there's a version of you that's done with shrinking, I want you to type no more shrinking in the chat. Yeah, if you really know there's a version of you that is done with shrinking, type no more shrinking in the chat. I see you. I see you. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now that you have named the part of you that refused to shrink, Now let's talk about what expanding actually look like for an educator who's ready to step into their next chapter. Because the truth is, desire without direction leads to delay. I'm gonna say that again, and I want you to write that down. Desire without direction leads to delay. Because you're here for alignment, activation, and ascension. Yes, yes? Yeah? You're not just here for inspiration. Okay? And what I want to share with you today, I'm going to share with you the Soul Aligned CEO pathway. The same pathway that has helped educators from different countries and backgrounds step into their coaching business with alignment that pays them what they're worth. But this is not theory, not fluff, not follow your passion and hope the universe work out, but a real path that works without the burnout, without quitting your job recklessly, without the fake hype, without selling your soul or your ethics. And if you're ready for the path, type show me the path in the chat. Because I'm going to give you the goods. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now, there are 3 shifts that you would need to make to become a Soul Aligned CEO. Okay, there's 3 shifts that every educator and coach must make to become a Soul Aligned CEO. Not 10, not 27, just 3. And when these 3 align, your income, your impact, and your identity elevates. Okay? And here's the first shift. Alignment. Yeah, you will need to shift your identity from just being an educator to being a leader. Yeah, you need to shift from being an educator to being a leader. Because the classroom taught you how to teach, but your calling is asking you to lead. As I said, I'm calling you to a new level of leadership. Yeah, this is your birthright. Yeah. And as a Soul Aligned CEO, yeah, you're not waiting for permission. You're embodying your purpose. You're accepting the truth of who you are called to be. And this shift happened the moment you stop asking, am I qualified? And start declaring, I am called. Because the reason why you're here today, the reason why you're doing the work today, because you have been called to this mission. There's something inside of you that has been itching away since you were 10, 12, 8, 14, that this was the work that you were called to do. Yeah, so you're not here to ask whether you're qualified. Yeah, you're declaring that you were called. And if this hits, type I'm called in the chat. Awesome. I see you. I see you, Tom. I see you, James. I see you. Yes, sir. I see you, Jay. Awesome. Now, let me share with you a quick case study about one of my clients, Nadine. Now, Nadine went from being just a teacher to a writing coach. Now, Nadine thinks she needed more qualification before she can call herself a coach. Yeah, she had the passion, she had the wisdom, and she have already written her first book, yeah, when we start working together. But conditioned humility whispered to her, not yet. And we worked together to activate her identity as a leader, not just a teacher. And the results, yeah, Nadine become a second publishing author. And today she is a writing coach and she serves her clients confidently because she claimed her calling. Yeah, I remember that very moment, that very session when everything shift for her. Yeah, and this was her exact words. She didn't said, I can do it. She said, I am it. Yeah, and that is identity level transformation. And when your identity shifts, yeah, as practitioners, you know, when your identity shifts, your beliefs, your behavior, your skills, and your habits follows. Yeah, that's the power shift in your identity. Now that's key number 1. Now, key number 2. This is clarity of your value and who you serve. Now, no, I'm not talking about the generic, know your niche kind of clarity. Yeah, what I'm talking about, what makes your voice, your story, and your gift, your life experience the medicine for a specific group of people. Let me say that again, and I want you to write this down because this is a powerful question for you. What makes your voice, your story, your gift and your life experience the medicine for a specific group of people. Because when alignment meets clarity, clients find you. You don't need a massive audience. You don't need a thousand, a million followers on social media. All you need is resonance. What you need is alignment. You need the right people to hear the right message at the right energetic frequency. And I want you to say this aloud. My voice is valuable. I even type it in the chat. Yeah, my voice is valuable. I often say to my clients that you already have everything that you need to succeed. And my job here is just to remind you. Yeah, the name of the game is remembrance. Yeah, not more tools, not more gadgets, not more not more know-how. Yes, remembrance. So I want you to claim this today. My voice is valuable. Yes, Estelita. Yes, James. Yes, Summer, Sophia, Nan. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Now, I want to share with you a quick case study about Nan, and Nan is right here with us today. Yeah, Nan shift from being just a teacher to a writing coach, a creative writing coach at that. Now, Nan didn't just try to coach everyone. He aligned his zone of genius, which is writing and creative expression, and he became a creative writing coach. Now, immediately when we start working together, Nan had a full-time job, and he was able to negotiate working 4 days per week on his full-time job, so he had that space for his passion. Last year, Nan landed his highest paying clients, and this year, Nan is living that life of freedom. Yes, serving clients on his own term. Alignment creates acceleration. Alignment creates acceleration. Now, key number 3, building a business model that funds your life, not just training. There is no freedom in leaving the classroom or leaving your job only to build a job for yourself. The truth is, you're not transitioning to become a busy coach. You're transitioning to become a soul-aligned CEO. So what this means? This means you want to design a coaching business that matches your value, your desired lifestyle, your family needs, your energy cycle, and your purpose. You want to design a business model around your lifestyle, not the other way around. Because business should feel like devotion, yeah, not depletion. And I want you to type this in the chat. My business would serve my life, not consume it. Yeah, because business should feel like devotion, not depletion. My business should serve my life, not deplete it. Now, let me share with you another interesting case study. Now, this is another one of my clients, Tej. And Tej went from coaching to free to living to fully funding his lifestyle. And this is a picture he shared with me on one of his trips to India. And last year, he traveled across Europe with his family. Now, Tej was doing free session, and he felt lost and he had no strategy. Now, once Tej aligned his offer and implemented a simpler structure, clients start paying him because not only his energy shift, but he start owning his value. And when your business is built on alignment, it becomes inevitable. I'll say that again. When your business is built on alignment, it becomes inevitable. Now, these are the 3 keys for you to become a soul-aligned CEO. The first one is shifting of your identity from being just an educator or being just a coach to being a leader. The second is clarity of your value and clarity of who you're called to serve. And the third is an aligned business model, one that is designed to fuel your lifestyle. These 3 shifts are the bridge from educator to soul-aligned CEO. And now that you have seen the part, my friends, yeah, you can't pretend you don't see it. Now, this time, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment if that feels safe to do so. And I want you to place your hand on your heart. And I want you to imagine the version of you that has made these 3 shifts. See what you see. Feel what you feel. Listen to their posture, their energy, their peace. Now breathe into that version of you. Yeah, that's right. The one who leads, not follows. The one who creates, not with. The one who is a trusted, paid, and respected for their genius, not their compliance. Deep breath in, release. Yeah, that's right. And open your eyes. Because I'm going to guide you into an identity upgrade. And if you're ready to step in, yeah, to that new level, yeah, this is how we're going to play. Now, we're about to lock in your new identity. But first, you need to speak it aloud. Because identity expands faster when it's witnessed. So you're going to be going into some breakout rooms. Yeah, and this is how this is going to be. And I'm going to give you a few minutes. You're going to have 1 to 2 minutes. And you're going to have one other person with you. And I want you to complete this sentence. The version of me I'm stepping into is someone who no longer tolerates, right? What is it you're letting go of? And choosing, right? What are you stepping into? What are you choosing? Here's an example. I no longer tolerate shrinking to be accepted. I choose to lead with purpose. Yeah, that's an example. But you'll fill in, yeah, whatever is true for you. Yeah, so you'll share with each other. Each person should take about 45 seconds. And this is the key piece, right? There should be no coaching, no advice given, just witness each other's truth. As I said in the beginning, presence is a decision. Yeah, just witness each other's truth. And when you return, I'll be guiding each of you through our identity upgrade ceremony. Okay? Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, you guys have already completed 80% of the work. Now, let's see what your soul already says yes to. Now, I want you to put your hand on your heart. I hope I'm not covering my mic. Just put your hand on your heart. And if you're ready, if you can stand up with me, yeah, even if you're at home, because identity is anchored in your body, not in your mind. And I want you to take a deep breath in as the old you. Inhale. Release. Now take one breath as a version of you who's stepping forward today. Inhale. And release. Yeah, that's right. And I want you to repeat after me aloud. I am a soul-aligned CEO who create impact beyond the classroom, beyond my job, and income beyond my salary. Again, with conviction, I am a soul-aligned CEO who creates income beyond my job and income beyond my salary. Feel that ripple through your entire body. Beautiful. Now you can sit back down, but sit as the version of you who have just claimed it. Yeah, the one who have just entered this room. Not as the one who have entered this room, sorry. Yeah, but the one who have just claimed it. Now this right here, this is your new normal. Make this your new baseline. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Now, yawn is usually a sign of integration. Yeah, those of you who have been in this space for a while, yeah, there's a few ways our body integrate new identities. You can see it through a yawn. For some of us, is a tear. Welcome. Now let's keep this party going. Now I want you to listen closely because what I'm about to share next is not for everyone. Yeah, because I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to trace you. I'm only here to speak to the part of you that who knows it's time. The next step is for the educators and the coaches who are done living in potential and who are ready to live their purpose. And if that's you, yeah, just stay with me for a few minutes. Yeah, because you've just experienced a small taste of what happens when you shift your identity. But the truth is, identity shift without strategy only creates chaos. And you don't need more inspiration. What you do need, though, is precision, guidance, and a clear escape plan that protects your peace, your finance, and your purpose. And that is why I create something for those of you who are ready for something right now, for the right way, with the right support, without blowing up your life. And that's why I want to introduce you to the Freedom Plan Accelerator. Now, this is a one-on-one private call with myself, where together we'll build a personalized transition plan. Yeah, your exit timeline, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, based on your current reality. Also identify who you're meant to serve and in which capacity. Yeah, as well as how to start earning outside of your job or the classroom safely. And your first next aligned income part. Now, this session with me one-on-one is valued 3,500 renminbi. Yeah. Also, if all you get was from this session was clarity on how to leave the system safely and sustainably, yeah, would it be worth it? Yes or yes? For me, I think that's a big yes. Because what you'll be going away with is clarity and a clear plan. No more winging it, no more second guessing. And I'm not here just to give you a call, because when I open a door, I open a door to transformation. So if you get through for this Freedom Plan Accelerator, you're going to also get a full suite to accelerate your transition. That's why I'll also be included the ultimate guide to building a profitable coaching business. Now, this is a 3-part book series that I've put together, and this would answer the emotional, the financial, and logistical question people lose sleep over. Yeah, this guide would save your loan 6 to 12 months of confusion. And if I had to give this a total value, I'll say this value of 2,500 RMB. As well as you'll also get a 10-step roadmap to build your dream coaching business. Now, with this step-by-step blueprint, you'll never have to ask yourself, where do I start? Because once you complete step 1, you will see exactly what step 2 needs to be, which takes it to a total value of 600 renminbi. So you'll have the one-on-one strategy session with myself. You'll have the ultimate guide to building a profitable coaching business, as well as the 10-step roadmap. Also, the bonus number 3, you'll have the 5-day clients intensive. This is something that I usually do it free with my clients. So that way you can learn how to land your first high-paying client in 5 days. And this one is completely ridiculous because this would literally pay for your entire transition, as long as you shop and do the work, as long as you step into that level of leadership. And 5 hours of my time over a 5-day period, I'll value that at 5,000 renminbi. Now, this takes the total value of what I'm offering you to 11,600 renminbi. And I want you to type 11,600 in the chat. So that way your brain can see what your soul is getting. You'll be getting the one-on-one free strategy plan with myself, the ultimate guide to building a coaching business. Yeah, the 10-step roadmap and the 5-day client intensive. Now, if all I did was offer you this entire package for 11,600 RMB, many of you would walk away saying, that would change my life. Yes, yes? Yeah. But hear me, I did not create this for the many. I create this for the line, the few who's ready to lead. So today, I'm not selling you this. Today, I'm going to give you this entire package for free. Yeah, to the people who get chosen for this strategy session. As I said, I'm not here for the curious. I'm not here for those who stand in between their potential. I'm here for those who are ready to play. Yeah. So what you got to do to apply, you go to one of my social media handle. If you connected to me on WeChat, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and just send me the DM, apply, and I'll send you the link so that you can complete the application. Because I do not coach everyone. I do not mentor the curious. I mentor the call. Yeah, because I believe the mission that we are on today is too important for those who are ready to second guess themselves. And there are going to be limited spaces going around. Yeah, because I want to take you deep. Yeah, I want to take you to a level where you're ready to lead. So if you feel called, not curious, yeah, if your soul has been whispering, it's my time, yeah, then go ahead. Find me on one of these social media platforms. My social handle is there, Dino Delplesh. Yeah, you can connect with me and send me that DM, apply. Now, this is what you should expect. Okay, this is not a first come, first serve. This is a value-based selection. Yeah. And I'm going to be reading through each of these applications personally. And if you're accepted, you'll be invited to this session, including all the bonuses. That means you'll be invited into my space, into my community with my other clients so that you can network and play fully. And if you're not selected, I will send you resources to support your journey. But access would not be granted because I still want to see you win. Yeah, so this would keep the room secret, potent, and aligned. So go ahead, check out, screenshot the page if you need to, and send me that DM. And final thoughts, whether you apply for this or not, yeah, I still honor you. Because today, you remember a truth most people die without ever touching. You were never meant to stay contained because your purpose is too expensive. I don't think there's a dollar you can put on the mission that you were called to lead. Yeah, your impact is too needed. Your soul is too powerful. And if you're waiting for a sign, this was not your sign, my friend. Yeah, this was a summon. Yeah. I'll see the aligned ones on the other side. Thank you so much for holding this space and being present, especially those of you turning your camera on. Yeah, you decided to shop and play fully. So go ahead, follow me on any of those 3 social media platforms. I'm active on LinkedIn. If you're in China, connect with me on WeChat. Yeah, you can, if you didn't see the social handle, you can drop it in the group or Instagram as well and send me that DM, apply, and let's get started. Now, what I like to do, I like to leave this part of the session for questions. And also, if there's something that became alive in you after this session, I'll also like to hear what that is. Because one of the most beautiful things about a human being is when you become awakened to a truth that has been buried. Yeah, thank you.